Virgo, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. So guys, I'm getting this out a little late. Just got back from vacation where I was celebrating the milestone of 100K. So thank you guys so much for so much love that you've been showing me, for liking, for subscribing, for telling your friends about the channel. I really, really appreciate that, guys. And with that being said, I also want to thank you guys for all the love that you show me, or that you showed me, yes, on the last video that I posted for y'all. Got over 50,000 views, so thank you so much for that, guys. So let's see what's going on, Virgo. So we're going to backtrack just a little bit. With the mid-month, I'm going to be pulling cards on around the time of April 15th to May 15th, okay? So we'll backtrack a bit. We'll look at your past, and then we'll look at the present and the future, okay? Now, anytime we do these, guys, I always feel like there's divine timing with everything. So the present part will be at the time that you're watching this, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on here for my Virgos. Now, this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, Virgo signs. And it's general, guys. Whatever comes out, comes out. Do keep in mind, I don't assume that this is going to resonate with everybody, but that's why we have personal readings, okay? And for anyone on Instagram, guys, I post daily energies every day so you can see what's going on with your day. So High Vibrations 44 if you guys want to check me out on Instagram. All right, so what's going on with the sign of Virgo? All right, y'all, so let's see what's going on here. The deck I'm using, guys, is the Wild Unknown Tarot, okay? So we have past, present, future. All right, guys. So the energy we have here is the Empress card, all right? Now, this, for some people, could be a pregnancy, literally. Something that you're starting, that you're going to have to put a lot of work into. The Empress is the goddess of fertility. So whether it's a pregnancy or something that you're starting where you have to really just tend to it as you go along, it's all about new beginnings. All right. Now we have the Four of Cups and we have the Ten of Wands. So maybe there's a new beginning that someone doesn't fully accept, and my computer cuts me off sometimes. So again, I was saying maybe there's a new beginning that somebody doesn't necessarily accept and they feel burdened by it. Maybe that's a pregnancy, okay, or just, again, anything new. This could also be someone just being very, very reserved towards something and maybe being offered with this opportunity to start, but maybe not wanting to go through with that, 100%. Now, the first card that we have for your past is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So this is when things take an unexpected turn. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad one, but just something that you didn't see coming, or something that didn't go the way that you saw it happening or that you wanted it to happen. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Hanged Man in the reverse. So for some of you, maybe someone was in a third-party situation in love where they're really trying to force something, but it wasn't going their way. For other people, maybe life just took an unexpected turn where maybe now you're feeling sad or depressed, or maybe you're not going out as much. Maybe you feel like you have to, fall away from a group of people, okay? But you had to make a call here. With the Judgment card, this is when we make that final call on something where you're taking a step back and it's like, okay, I have to decide what this ultimately is for me. What is it doing for me? Is it good or is it bad? And for a lot of you, I feel that you're realizing that something is just not working. Okay, Three of Pentacles in the reverse, that maybe you're not seeing eye to eye with someone. Maybe you're not building yourself financially in the way that you wanted to. All right, we have the Empress card. And we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So again, there's a new beginning that's here, but something's not working. So maybe you're falling away from something to have a new beginning, or someone's falling away from you in order to have a new beginning, but somebody's angry with the situation, something that they don't see working, and they know that they have to take a new path. Okay, and you guys are really just trying to do this with strength. For some of you, maybe you're dealing with the Leo specifically, because we do have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So that could be a really upset fire energy, but again, anyone could take on any of these energies here. We have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's pull one more card. This is like the first reading I'm doing in over a week, guys, since that vacation, so bear with me. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So having to be strong, knowing that a situation just wasn't going to work, either because you're losing money or maybe someone's just being a leech. Okay, whether you're being the leech or somebody else is being a leech in a situation. But there's something that you guys are walking away from and putting in the past because it's just too much. All right, even in your present moment, Chariot in the reverse, something is out of your control. Something's not going the way that you expected it to. For those of you that could be traveling or making some sort of physical move, maybe there's an issue with that move. Okay, you have the Two of Wands. And you have the Temperance card. So there's something that's clearly not working, but you guys are being patient. There's still a sense of you going on a path that your soul feels very, very good about. With the Temperance card here, again, that's the soul feeling good. That's you being at ease. That's making a peaceful transition here. So there's something that you know is out of your control, but you still have a plan of what you want to do. There's just a sense of, patience, having to be patient. Maybe there's something that you're waiting on. But with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, something is definitely ending here, guys. So this is the middle card for this entire spread. This is what everything's going to tie into, and it's something that's just not going to work. Okay. For some of you, maybe that's a close love. It could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio for some of you. All right, but there's a loss being felt here. So if it's not love, it's something that you were closely tied to, whether it be a family member, a close friend, maybe a job that you were very heavily invested in. But it's all ending because somebody just wasn't being honest. Someone wasn't being true. And keep in mind, with the Emperor in the reverse, it doesn't necessarily have to be you guys being untrue to someone or someone, just being dishonest with you. It could be being dishonest with ourselves. Okay, fighting for something that we know we have no business fighting for. So that's where, we kind of deceive ourselves as well. Why is this Emperor in the reverse here? We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So someone's not being honest, whether to themselves or someone else, and there's, emotions spilling all over the place. And we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is the most honest communicator. So it's like people are speaking in a very, very honest and truthful way. But I feel like what's being said here, someone doesn't like it. Whether it's you guys or someone that you're dealing with, someone just doesn't like what they're hearing. But for the most part, you're over it. Okay, or someone's just over it. Someone feels like, if there's any sense of rejection, if there's any sense of loss, they're just not feeling that way anymore. All right, so someone's really in their feelings, and there's another person who I feel can just be over the situation. Okay, now we do have, going into the future, the Death card in the reverse as the first card. So something that needs to be closed out that isn't yet. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So for the most part, I feel like it's going to be the Virgo in the situation that is over whatever's happening. Okay, even though you might be invested in it still in some way, shape, or form, you're over it. With the Justice card, it's like you were dealing with the karmic cycle in your life. We have the Moon card in the reverse. These two wanted to flip. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Cups in the reverse. So guys, just being clear on something that's not going to work out. Knowing that it was karmic, knowing that it was something that had to come in your life to teach you a lesson, but it's no longer there. For a lot of you, you know that there's a relationship that's over. Maybe you're just, being hesitant on fully letting it go for whatever reason. But by the end of all of this, guys, I see you moving past it. Four of Swords in the reverse. So it's like you were in a place where you were taking a hiatus, or you didn't know how to move forward, and you're trying to logically piece together how you wanted to move forward, and now you're making that move. You're going forward. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. King of Wands, I'm sorry. And we have the High Priestess in the reverse. So there could be a fire sign involved in this. Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But someone is super defensive and, someone's super on edge. And I feel like the reason why people may be upset in this, whether it's you, someone else, or maybe both of you collectively being upset, is because someone was not listening to their intuition. There was someone here who knew what the situation was. They were clear on what it was, But it's like they didn't want to really face the truth. Okay, somebody was turning a blind eye to the truth. So I feel like that's why a lot of this was dragged on, or is being dragged on. Okay, so someone is just super on edge, and especially if this is within love, there could have definitely been a betrayal here. Okay, but I just see someone unhappy with the situation. So the biggest need that I see for this reading right here, Page of Swords, having to be honest. Okay, having to be real, having to really take a logical approach. You need to take your heart out of the situation, and you really need to think about realistically what's good for you. Okay, this is not a time to think with your heart. This is a time to think with your mind and with your logic. All right, guys. So I'm going to pull you 3 cards of advice, and then I will pull you guys an oracle card. Alright, so let's see what the advice is for y'all. Alright, so we have 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. We'll let that sit there for a second. So I'm using Earth Magic Oracle cards. This is like my main one that it was like the first Oracle deck I ever bought, and I haven't used it in a while, so let's hope I remember everything. If not, we got the handy book right here. What card of guidance is needed here? Very interesting. So you guys got the card Iceberg, Submerged. So this is a very, very interesting card because, you know, what it really talks about is how there could be a situation where you're looking at the shallow aspect of it. With icebergs, 90% of them, you know, usually are underneath the water. So you don't see how massive this is. So I really feel like there's a huge situation that needs to be dealt with, but you're not covering it with the extremity that it needs. Okay, there's so much underneath the surface that needs to be seen, that needs to be realized, that needs to be handled and dealt with rather. All right, so here's the energy that you guys have. Okay, 4 of Swords. So you're in a place where there's something that you really do have to move forward with. All right, we have the High Priestess and we have the 4 of Wands. So it's like, you know exactly what this is, and you know that it's going to cause you, you know, a lot of stability once you go through with it. With the 10 of Swords in the reverse, the worst that could have happened in the situation, I feel already has happened, whether it was betrayal, whether it was sort of harsh or heavy ending. But in this case, guys, I feel like if there's something that you go back to, whether it's a person, a job, just a friend that you fell out with, it's going to be a waste of time and effort. Okay, I just don't see this being a successful thing. So you really have to dive deeper on the subject, guys. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So I see a lot of issues that can come from something new that a person may want here. But with the 6 of Pentacles, it's like someone feels that this new thing is going to bring them balance, but really what it brings is bad judgment, putting you in a situation where you can really just get stressed out. So honestly, I see you guys having to be careful what you wish for here. So this could be in regards to someone you may want to be with or be around, or just something you want to be involved with, or someone wanting that with you. Okay, something wanting to be involved with you, especially if this is a fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. I just don't see it working. But I see a sense of someone being very selfish or needing to be very selfish, and knowing that something's not going to work. All right, so a new beginning, that could definitely be a waste of time. So the main, you know, the main issue around this is whatever this is, it's coming back from the past. All right, so whatever this is, guys, you have to leave it in the past. I just don't see it working out. So this was very clear. This was very straightforward, guys. So what is it that's trying to come back into your life, or what is it that you feel is going to be good for you if it comes back into your life? But in all reality, it's not. So this is really a sense of having to listen to our gut and really making sure that you're not looking for instant gratification where, you know, if you miss a person, it's like, oh, I'll feel so good if they just sleep next to me tonight. Okay, great. But what happens in the morning when this person makes you feel like shit again? And now it's like you have to go through this whole healing cycle all over again. So whatever this is, guys, you're really going to want to rip the Band-Aid off. And you have to understand that the issues here are probably way bigger than what a person is showing. All right. If you feel like you've been honest and if you feel like you've been truthful in a situation, then you have to ask yourself, you know, are there things that I'm not seeing in another person? But really, there's something that's much bigger than what's being shown. So you guys have to get to the bottom of it, because once you do, you're going to realize that there's something you don't want to be involved with. All right. So time to be real, guys. All right. Okay, Virgo, so I'm going to be back with your May readings very, very soon. I love you guys so much. Again, my Instagram is High Vibrations 44 if you want to check that out. And then if you guys need a personal reading or a quick question answered, then you can go on my website, highvibrationswithliz.com. Everything is in the description below, so you guys can always go there if you need absolutely anything. Take care, y'all.